What's good, YouTube? It is your boy, Big Cool, coming to you from Colossal Sports TV. And I am back with another video. This is the rundown discussing boxing's latest news. First up, 3kingsboxing.com has reported, and I'll post a link to the article in the description box below. Excuse me. Naoya Inoue versus Nonito Donaire has been set for November 7th in Tokyo, Japan. And if you're wondering, Big Cool, November 7th is on a Thursday. What's going on? Well, look, what's going on is that the World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight final is going to take place on a Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Normally, in Japan, marquee fights take place on a Wednesday, and normally in just overall boxing, big fights take place on a Saturday. But look, it's 2019. The times have changed. America just doesn't only have the biggest stars in the sport of boxing. The UK has them, Mexico, Japan, China, Ghana, you name it. So these guys get that red carpet treatment for them in their respective countries. But finally, it is good to know that we have a date set between these two powerful punching multi-division champions. And Nonito Donaire, who is like 36, 37 years old, a future Hall of Famer, he is going to be a significant underdog going into this fight. We know it. That is no secret. He pulled the upset by beating Ryan Burnett last year. After he suffered an unfortunate injury. But before the injury, he was piecing up Burnett in a competitive fight. And he was supposed to fight Zolani Tete, but Tete hurt himself and was forced to withdraw from their semifinal match and replaced him with Stephen Young. And Donaire made easy work of Stephen Young, knocking him out, I believe, in the 6th or 7th round. But in Naoya Inoue, this is a whole different type of beast. There's no other way to say it. This guy is a phenomenal fighter. He's a pound for pound fighter. He is a 3-division world champion at only age of 26. This guy is nothing to play with. And for Nonito Donaire to be successful, he's going to have to bring that A game. He's going to have to be clicking on all cylinders from the beginning to the end. You know what I'm saying? He a southpaw. He possesses a big left hand. He's knocked out numerous guys. You know what I'm saying? He done knocked out Vic Darchanian. He done knocked out, like I said, the aforementioned Steve Young. He done knocked out Fernando Montiel. He had him out there looking like a fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? Had him locked up, twitching and shit. You know what I'm saying? So the power is there. But just because the power is there, will he be able to get those shots off? Will he be able to still let his hands go? Because as you all know, as you get older, as your faculty start to go, your reflexes slows down and everything doesn't work as sharp as it once did when you were in your prime. It gets harder. It's like in the winter. For an older fighter, you know what I'm saying? It reminds me of wintertime when you got to go out there early. You got to get your ass up early and warm your car up for a good 15, 20, 30 minutes. Because if you just crank that bitch up and just drive it, it ain't going to run as smoothly as it would if you let it get some time to warm up, wake up after being, in that cold for like 8 to 10 hours unused. And that's what Nonito Donaire is going to need to do in this training camp in preparation for this fight. He needs to get himself warmed up. He needs to do everything in his power to be ready, to be sharp, to be primed to pull what would be a huge upset. This would be a significant upset over Naoya Inoue, who is just a terrific fighter. There's no other way to say that. You know what I'm saying? Before this tournament was set, he was the favorite once, people got wind that he was going to be participating in it. And he's just, ran through so many of his opponents. It is not funny. In 18 fights, only 2 fighters have went the distance. All other 16 have hit the dust. You know what I'm saying? When he opened up the first round of this World Boxing Super Series Bantamweight tournament, he iced a very respectable former champion in Juan Carlos Payano. You know what I'm saying? He knocked him out, I believe, in the first or second round. Prior to that, he got a TKO victory over Jamie McDonald. You know what I'm saying? And Emmanuel Rodriguez, don't get me started on that. He just decimated him. He took that IBF title in devastating fashion. Devastating fashion, man. And he is going to be a tough out for Nonito Donaire, who obviously, like I said, is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? A future Hall of Famer. And, the added pressure is going up against a tremendously gifted fighter, physically and skill-wise. Also traveling to that fighter's home country and try to, not only get a victory, but get a victory potentially on a scorecard. So the best bet for Nonito Donaire in this fight is to get a stoppage. But, Inoue hasn't shown any signs of been having an inability to take a punch. So we shall see come November 7th, man. But it's going down November 7th in Tokyo, Japan. And it's going to be one hell of a fight. I cannot wait for it. I think that both of these guys are going to come out swinging, throwing monstrous punches. And the first to land a good shot may be the victor. Next up, Anthony Joshua conducted an interview today with Sky Sports Boxing where he stated, I'm going to battle for the rematch between himself and Andy Ruiz Jr. to take place in the UK. And for the longest, people have thought it could take place in Madison Square Garden back in New York, where the scene of the first fight, the crime scene of where Andy Ruiz straight up murked Anthony Joshua, knocking his ass out in 7 rounds to take 3 of the 4 heavyweight titles from the former top guy of the division. But Eddie Hearn, as Eddie Hearn does, talks out of both sides of his ass and said, well, New York is a possibility, but Cardiff, I really wanted to be in Cardiff. He traveled to America, and now it's only right to have a fight in UK, mate, in front of, his hometown fans. And now Saudi Arabia may be one option as well. And shit, Andy Ruiz wanted to take place in Tijuana, Mexico, Holmes. He said, yo, Vato, yo, Joshua, let's take the fight in Mexico, so I can whoop your ass again, Vato, in front of all my essays. I did it for America. Now I'm trying to do it for Mexico. Josh is like, no, mate. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. I'm going to battle for it to be in the UK so I can have my fish and chips and not have to worry about having panic attacks and being anxiety before the bell rings. You know what I'm saying? So, look, all jokes aside, there is language in the contract that Andy Ruiz, did agree to prior to the first fight. And while he is the champion now, and he's not the champion by a close decision, he's a champion by a decisive, 4 knockdown performance, where he was a significant underdog. So you got to take that into consideration. But at the end of the day, this fight is going to take place in the UK. Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz can say whatever they want. This fight is taking place in the UK, where Eddie Hearn so badly wants it to take place. Now it appears that he's talked Anthony Joshua out of wanting to fight back in New York and wanting it in his backyard, where he's going to be motivated, where he's going to be extremely comfortable, extremely ready to, rejuvenate himself and get vengeance on the man that dethroned him as the heavyweight champion. But this is what he had to say, about the fight. I'll never forget in the Olympics when I walked out, I tried to block out the energy in that room, and it was the worst thing because I was fighting a battle that I couldn't win. So walking out in Cardiff in front of 70, 80, 90,000 people screaming and rooting for you to win, that type of energy that goes through your body is unstoppable. I think that could give me a little bit of an edge. I need to win those belts back. He also wanted to say this. but I'm going to battle for it to be in the UK because it's my stomping ground. I done one out there, so let's do the rematch here. But then there's the other aspect of British fans that have been riding with me from day one, want to see me get them belts back. It's fine. I don't mind fighting him in America. I've done it before, and I love to fight here because I've had no reason to go in the first place. I went there off my own bat. So for the rematch now, I would love it to be in Cardiff. However, if it's going to be on, it is going to be on a neutral ground. Ruiz is the champ. Will kind of make some calls as well in that situation. So look, he's saying that he wasn't forced to go over to America, which is true to a certain extent. He did it off his own merit, off his own back. Okay. Nobody put a gun in your head and made you come over to America. You said, Eddie, I'll do it. I want to raise my profile. I want to be known as the worldwide heavyweight champion. Deontay Wilder who, mate? You know? But now you saying you didn't have... Look, at the end of the day, don't make excuses, bro. Just come out and say, I want the fight to be in the UK. I fought him in America, even though I was originally scheduled to face Jarrell Miller. I took that L. You know what I'm saying? While I do want to fight in America again, I just don't want to do it for this situation because this is do or die for me. If I lose again, it's pretty much a wrap for me. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a wrap. So I want to fight in the UK. He just said it. Fighting in front of 70, 80, 90,000 people in his backyard gives him that confidence. Man would say, woo! Like Ric Flair. It gives him that edge that he so badly needs heading into this rematch. So, I mean, it's all fine and dandy to say, you know, it's going to be neutral ground and blase. Truth be told, man, this fight is going to take place in the UK. That's where Anthony Joshua wants it. That's where Eddie Hearn wants it. And, you know, that was probably what was in the contract. At the end of the day, though, it does come down to who makes that good monetary offer for the services of the fight. And who can put up the biggest bag that would appease all parties involved, not just Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua, but Al Heyman and Andy Ruiz as well. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you hit that like button. If you enjoy the content throughout the channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on to be notified every time I upload content. Shout out to the movement and everybody that is moving with us. Be sure to check out 3kingsboxing.com for your latest and greatest updated, unfiltered, and unbiased boxing news and information reported the way it should be. Until next time, I am out. Peace.